Hey, man. Merry Christmas to you, man. Thank you for joining. Lisa, hey. Merry Christmas. My Fish Garage and Lisa here. At least two of you guys. I wasn't sure if we were going to get anybody attending on a Christmas Eve. What's up, Big Fish Lads here, too. Of course, always count on you, man. Appreciate it. How's the audio? Is the audio coming through? Well, maybe you guys can comment and let me know. Perfect. Hey, Canistid Valley Cichlids, thank you for attending. Thank you for stopping by. Canisteo, sorry. Got my glasses on, but my eyes are deteriorating fast as not getting any younger. I tried to find a time where it would be nice and a lot more light in the garage here, even though I have the garage doors open. But it's on and off cloudy here in Southern California. We don't get much rain and clouds, but when we do, we had quite a bit of rain yesterday, and we're supposed to get some more, but might be a little darker in the videos, so I apologize there. And I don't know if you guys noticed that I did put a fish giveaways in the video subject title, and I know there's people from not just the U.S. here. Actually, probably majority I would say are not from the U.S. Unfortunately, I won't be able to ship outside of the United States. I don't have exporter's license, so I apologize there. But I'm going to attempt to do some fish, cichlid fish giveaways here through the course of it. I know I talked about it a while ago, and I apologize for being late on that. But I will give it a stab at my first giveaways here. Probably do 2 different giveaways of fry, and I'm gonna experiment with a way to figure out who's gonna get the giveaways too. So it should be interesting. Don't if it doesn't go smooth, try not to come down too hard on me. My intentions are good, but anyways. And maybe the usual disclaimer with these live videos, I always say there's no format. It's this is just taken from my my fish room, my garage, and so everything's on the table. Anything want to talk about doesn't have to be about me. It could be about the members here. Any type of discussion. I'll try to facilitate discussions as best as possible so it's not completely dead and no one talking. But, we got to see someone's fish while we're here with the theme of cichlids. And, so ask to see anything, any questions, feel free. Another thing, the live videos kind of take down the quality of the video, so the color, I think color and actual quality is going to be a lot less. I have a lot of the fish in my usual videos, so feel free to check those out. Most of you already have. And the comments don't display on my phone here very well, so I have to go in and read all the comments, and so I definitely try to get back to everyone who has questions, and so I'm doing that right now. Merry Christmas to everyone. Christmas Eve. I hope everyone has a good Christmas tomorrow. Get some cichlids you like. New cichlids. Big Fish Lads said great audio. Canisteo Valley said, okay, here, great, good. The mic's coming in good. Lisa said, what kind of cichlids are those? These are actually the Blue Texas, the Carpentis. I'm going to get off the tripod for a second here, and maybe I could zoom in. So these are some of my favorite, Lisa, and please go watch the other videos on my channel because their colors are not coming in at all. They're very beautiful and blue cichlid species. One of my favorites for sure. The bigger one is the male, and the smaller one's the female. A lot of this is all common knowledge to anybody who follows my channel, but I have these guys in a 150 gallon, which is currently divided in two with a acrylic divider, and I have another pair on the other side. And here's male number 2. And up above we have his female, and you'll notice this female is very aggressive. She doesn't like me being around, and she's also in breeding dress, so she's got that black under the throat and belly area. Yeah, she's really aggressive, really protective, like most cichlids are. But a lot of the species I keep don't do this. As far as protecting against me, they'll actually get shy. My Festae, for example, red terrors, they won't ever do this. I've never seen one that's done this. And the reason why she's in protective mode is because I pulled fry from the other pair, and I put them up in this breeder box. I do it on this side because the way the tank is set up, it's easier for me to work in the other side. So there's some fry in here, and she's sitting there protecting the fry. She doesn't know, she just treats the fry like her own. She's really, she got little teeth in there too, so if this were acrylic, maybe it would scratch a little, but it's a glass tank. So, and I do them split up like this in a divided tank because I've had bad luck with keeping pairs with no distractions before. I've lost the female, and basically when I got home from work and couldn't do anything about it. And so I have, the pairs opposite each other. They can focus on each other, and that helps the male not target their own females as much. And in addition, I also have these dithers, my favorite dithers, the silver dollars. I have 2 on each side. They kind of school up with each other through the divider, and they're used to spread the aggression, so the male will go after them, but as you can see, they're not damaged at all. They're some of my favorite dither fish that really do well with some of these aggressive species. I don't think I've ever had one killed by my cichlids, and I've kept them with 12-inch Trimac pair, which I got rid of recently. I've kept them with an Umbi pair. That male was 12, 13 inches. Kept these things with a lot of cichlids, and they are really strong. Sometimes they do take a beating. You see little scales flying, but they just doesn't seem to faze them. So, anyways, it's a little background on the blue Texas. Yeah, Lisa said it's raining some in California. Lisa, whereabouts are you in California? I'm in Orange County area. Not sure where you're located, but I'm guessing it's raining around here quite a bit. Jared's here. What's up, Jared? Welcome to the Christmas Eve live stream. Lisa said, don't worry, new things can be rocky. Sometimes that's life. Yep. I think she's referring to my first attempt through this video of doing some fish giveaways. We'll see how smooth that goes. The last thing I want to do is make it run poorly and people get all pissed off, so I'm going to try my best. Let's go more to the comments. Your fish garage. Yeah. It is my, I can't say my fish garage because that would be your name. But yes, the dojo's garage, I guess I'll say. Lisa said, I am about to attempt an experiment of including an Oscar with my peacocks. Any suggestions? Yeah. You know, I've kept Oscar before. That was probably my first cichlid experience when I was little. Got me in love with these types of cichlids, the American cichlids. I can't say that I've tried any peacocks, or I think those are Africans, right? So I definitely would not be able to comment on how they would do together. I thought they may require a little bit different water parameters. I'm not sure about that, don't quote me. Maybe the Africans need a little harder water and South Americans a little softer. I'm not really sure on that, but maybe worth looking into. And then as far as the aggression and how they interact, I couldn't tell you at all. Sorry, Lisa. Maybe someone else in here can speak up on that. You will see yourself out, my fish garage. Please don't. Lisa said, "Oh, heart emoji. Yeah, it can be hard to get fish blue come up on the video. Yeah, especially these live videos, Lisa. It's you know, I think it's because of the size of the data or the files. It just can't process HD type video very well, or maybe it's the color. Not really sure why they do that, but I'm sure there's a reason. Dang, she's really telling you to F off, huh? Yeah, you're referring to the, Lisa said, she's really telling me to F off. And that would be this female, right here. I guess that's what she's saying. Get out of here. Ooh. Angry. But that's one of the reasons I think we all love our American cichlids is the behavior, the attitude that they have, especially breeding time. At least that's one of my favorite things, which is why I think doing a breeding pair is my favorite way to do these American cichlids. I know communities are really fun to watch and cool, but I actually prefer to do, you know, focus on the breeding pairs. I've done colonies of actually this species, the Carpentus, and that was really fun to watch up until when they got a little too big for the 180 gallon. I had to take that idea down. So Lisa's in Riverside County. That's awesome. That's really close. Without the traffic, I think it's like 40 minutes, maybe, Riverside from here. Mr. Jesse Cichlids, what's up, man? Thanks for popping in. He said he's gonna pop in and out. He's at work. That's cool, man. I completely understand. Just appreciate this stopping by and the support here. Awakened anarchism. Thank you for stopping by, man. I appreciate the kind feedback here about the pairs. Just do my best here to keep the species doing well, and the pairs, and more importantly, the females alive, as everyone's probably had struggles like that in the past. I know I have. So, just doing my best. Yeah, my fish garage said, I think I need some Slanum in my life. You know what? I think that's cue to go move over to the Slanum tank, which it's not going to show up very well, but let's go check them out. So let's go down over here. So I think I did I talked about a little bit in in my fish room update video for this month. Every time I remove a dominant male, which I've done multiple times, the dynamic not only changes, it changes instantly. And you'll see another dominant male pop up, at least one or two. And this is just so much activity and fun watching this tank. And it's only a 75 gallon. Thankfully, these guys are smaller, but so we got this one male, and it looks like a pair. This pair wasn't here yesterday, just so you know. This is one male that's popped up. You can see his little nuchal hump showing up. And here's the second male, and he's also got a nuchal hump popping up. I really love these males. These are Reddish Slanums, and obviously colors are not showing well here, but they just had a pot full of fry right there, that left pair, and they were doing a number on the rest of the fish. I pulled that pot of fry out full of water, and I put it into, because I don't have any space right now. I have a Slanum fry in a 10 gallon, and I don't have any more room to grow out more Slanum fry. So I put that pot full of fry into the Festae fry tank, and so they can actually have a little meal there. Otherwise, they would have been a meal for these Slanums anyways, but I'm trying to tone down the aggression sooner than later, because with two pairs right here, and this pair looks like the female's tube is down, I think. She's probably gonna have fry soon. The last thing I want is to have two breeding pairs of Slanum in a 75 gallon tank while there's others in between. Now they're not getting thrashed yet too bad. You see the tail's a little ripped on this one, I think male. I do this for aggression, the little grip thing, but at some point I'm gonna have to make some serious decisions here with the species. You know, I'm liking both of those males, the way they're turning out, and I'm definitely gonna try to keep both, but I've never been successful keeping a pair together by themselves. It always turns south and the female gets just absolutely demolished. Not only is females, there's a lot of size difference. It appears on these pairs that are forming, so that gives the male a huge edge, but they're just hyper aggressive, this species. Part of the reason why it's super fun to watch. So I got to figure out what I'm going to do. I do have those two males, those 4.5 inch males available. Not getting rid of any of these females yet, but I highly recommend if you want to try them. Really fun, really fun. My fish garage. You need to get them in your fish garage, I think, soon. Lisa said, yes, I'm going to be watching them very closely. Both appear to be fine in our water. I'm not adjusting parameters for either. Okay, well, really interesting to see and experience. So hopefully you'll be able to provide some feedback later on, maybe in a live video down the road. That'd be interesting to see how they do. Big Fish Lad said, Matt, do you know the catch location of your Robertsoni from Max? You know, I actually don't. I apologize. I did see your post on I think in the Facebook group today, and I did not know the catch location. I don't know if his website is still up, and he had catch locations of his fish. Maybe try that. And I don't know if for whatever reason, if it's missing on there, that would be strange, but maybe someone else in here will know. So let's see. So the Festae are another ones. See how this female Festae is doing the exact same thing that Blue Texas was, because she got some fry up here, but she's nowhere near as aggressive. There's the male, decided to come up to the top, say hi. So, a lot more glare today, guys, in the video. Sorry, I had to put the lights on a little bit because it's just so dark. It's darker earlier and it's cloudy, so I don't get the sunlight like I normally do for these videos. Hey, Chris Biggs, I really appreciate you stopping by, man. And for all of you guys, I'm sure most of you guys know, but anybody who doesn't, Chris Biggs has a really good YouTube channel. Covers, I think, all kind of aquatic life. Not, you know, he's of course he's very experienced with cichlids, but he's into all kinds of, you know, different aquarium life, I believe, and other things. So go check out his channel, guys. I'm a subscriber. I love his content, and he's doing a lot of good things, you know. And I particularly, as a cichlid guy, I love to watch his videos where he goes and, you know, visits certain vendors, such as, I think he's gone to, I think, Imperial Tropics, Cichlids of the Americas, various others as well. Waiting on the video where he goes to check out Tangle Up in Cichlids. That would be awesome to see that. Maybe you can get with Kevin. But yeah, he does a lot of work for his channel, and it's really cool thing for the hobby, guys. Go check out Chris Biggs' YouTube channel if you get a chance. And Chris said, such a great, here this, yeah, I think he's referring to the Carpentis. Thanks, Chris. One of my favorite species to keep here. Obviously we're looking at the Festae right now, but we were just looking at the Carpentis a second ago. Bipolar Aquatics, what's up, man? Thank you for stopping by, and thank you, Chris, for stopping by too. But thank you everyone for attending Christmas Eve. I'm not sure, I wasn't sure if it was going to be busier for everyone, family stuff, or people are going to be more available to show up to something like this. Not a special event by any means. It's just me sitting in my garage. But I thank everyone for stopping by. Love to chat with you guys on cichlids that we all love. Bipolar, what's up? Lisa said, I have a little over a decade of community fish experience. Cichlid aggression is a whole new can of worms I'm working out. Well, yeah, I think it's probably the case where if someone said they've worked out the cichlid aggression, then they might be lying, because that's something I don't think anybody can really ever work out. They're just, that's in their nature. It's sometimes could be very unpredictable, and we're always trying to find the best way to kind of limit that aggression and keep your pairs alive, you know. And you know, for me, the community thing is the #1 way, but I don't have the tanks to support adult size. Most of the species I keep the adult size in those community tanks. I you know, my biggest is a 240, and that's this tank right here, and I have this 240 split up with a divider, so it's basically just using it as two 120s. But I do this with my Festae because, one, the Festae are my favorite species that I keep, and two, I find if you just have a single tank with Festae, a Festae pair, they're really hard on the females, especially after pulling their fry. I have even, I think, came close to losing one, a female, before, but since I switched to a divider with more Festae on the other side, or similar species, like I used to do Mesoheris Japhirum on this side, and they didn't like each other. So they're somewhat closely related, both Mesoheris, and it worked really well doing this divider thing. And as long as they can see another species that they dislike, which is usually their own kind, there you can see a little double Y-bar action on that female. I thought that was pretty neat. It's wild caught female. Anyways, as long as they can see their, you know, similar species on the other side, they tend to focus more on that rather than going after their female with them. And I definitely don't want to lose my wild-caught females. I don't know that anybody's able to bring in wild-caught Festae since the pandemic, actually. I talked to my buddy, Eric, who imported these from Rio Gaius, and I think we got really lucky right before the pandemic happened. We were able to get some small 1 to 2 inchers. So anyways, let's move around a little bit. I guess we could go back to the Blue Texas. It's kind of like the live video mascot because they usually show up well here. I get the light on in this garage, so it's a lot of glare. But Chris Big said, I couldn't fathom being able to have tanks in a garage up on the tundra. Yeah, Chris, it might be a little too cold for you up there. You know, obviously I'm in Southern California, so I don't really know the definition of cold. I will admit that. I have lived in Japan before where it got very cold. You had all the seasons, incredibly humid and hot during the summer, just very cold, and, you know, snow during the winter. Probably not as cold as, you know, where you live. I've experienced that. I understand it. Southern California, we are, I would say, lucky with the temperatures. I can even keep some species in my outdoor ponds year round. I currently have a colony of Braziliensis, those ones from Uruguay, in a 300-gallon pond, no heater. I also have some Gymnogeophagus, I think it's Terra purpura, the El Norte. They're outside, and I'm just fortunate to be able to do those species. I think the lowest it gets ever outdoors during our winter, water temp would be maybe high 40s. So definitely lucky weather-wise. However, indoors, you know, I've done a couple things. Maybe it could be somewhat useful to people trying to conserve some, you know, save some heat in your garage if you have the garage thing. But when we moved into this house, the ceiling was open, just completely open up here. And the first thing we said is there's so much attic space, so we installed that attic, that little ladder that pulls down. We also did the ceiling that insulated, so I think that helped. And in addition, these garage doors, I added these little rectangular foam foil things to hopefully keep the heat in better. Because when I started out, when we moved in this house, and the heater bill was, shoot, my wife was a little upset. It was about $300 a month. And, you know, I kept telling her, it's got to be your iPad or your laptop or something. You know, I kept trying to see other ways, other things, but eventually I did some installations. Also got a plug-in vehicle, and so we got some time of use rate here in California. We're looking at the Stallsbergie right now, by the way, in case anybody was wondering, the green terrors. So got some time of use rate for our electric company, and I was able to cut that electric bill in half, which was just a lifesaver, because I'm not sure she would have allowed me to continue to do that going forward, and so that really helped out the couple of things for the garage. But yeah, Chris, your area, I think it would probably be next to impossible. Yeah. Jeremiah Woods, hey man, thanks for stopping by. Really appreciate it. And thanks for the kind words. Just doing my best here. Let me know, guys, what you want to see, or even topics to talk about here. This is just open forum, and we'll go from, you know, it's a learning experience, especially for me. I love to learn stuff from everyone here. So Chris said, have you kept or worked with any of the true Repholictic species. I'm sure I'm saying that wrong. I don't even know, Chris. I apologize there. So I'm guessing that the easy answer is no. Maybe you can fill us in a little bit about that, what those are. Lisa Foster said I had an accidental breeding because I didn't know OB peacock and females could look like males. Ended up with 39 fry from that one spawn. Wow, okay. Hey, if it's accidental and you're getting spawns, then probably doing something wrong, right? Jay Cruz, what's up, man? Thank you for stopping by. And just FYI, we're looking at the not colored up yet F1 Festae from the Rio Gaius, which I'm growing out. I'm doing these grow out series on these fish because I'm just, like watching paint dry, I'm slowly waiting for these Festae to start coloring up. We're getting close. You got this male over here. I think it's a male who's about that 4-inch size. So starting to see some differences. It's going to be really hard to tell in this quality video here, but starting to see some cases of spangling disappearing on the bodies of what might be females, and the spangle is remaining on what this is, I would guess, is a male. Some little green coloration near the cheeks and spangles on the fins still. No black blotch in the dorsal. It's all kinds of things to look for, right? But never truly know. You always be surprised, I guess. So, and J. Cruz said, "What's up, Matt? Fish giveaway? What? I need some Festae fry that I ordered from you to replace mine that died from a crap water issue." I apologize for the crap water issue, man. We've all been through that. But yeah, I apologize to everyone in the beginning if it doesn't go smooth. I've never done them before, these fish giveaway. I've always thought it might be a cool idea, you know, especially to give back. You know, I really appreciate the support from subscribers here for the channel. I don't have a big channel by any means, you know, but I'm just doing my best and having fun with it. So I thought, hey, you know, I do ship some fish out, you know, and why not include a giveaway? And I just could not figure out a good reason. I'm not very tech savvy, guys, and I couldn't figure out a great way to do it, but I'm going to give it a shot, probably at some point in the video. Obviously, I think, you know, so I don't just get people stopping by right at the certain time of the video where they know there's going to be a giveaway. I'm trying to kind of make it a little more random. And it's definitely not going to be, I think, easy. We'll see. It's going to be based on supporters and stuff like that. And again, it's just going to be, unfortunately, within the U.S., I can't export as of now as much as I would like to ship different countries. So, apologize there, but we'll give it a try here in a bit. It may not be on the Festae though, but maybe we can work something out after the fact. I like to, you know, I would say one of my favorite things in doing these videos is to, I'll come back over here. Actually, let's go over here, guys. Oh, I forgot about that. I just got another 120 gallon 4x2x2, which I'm gonna put up there on the poor workmanship, woodsmanship stand I made, but just painting the back of this thing black. Once it gets up, I'll be able to plop it up there and have another thing running. And then I got the little 60 gallon that's coming soon. That'll go down there. But then we should be at full capacity in this whole garage, which would be about 27 tanks, I think. And then we have 3 big ponds in the backyard. So 30 tanks is kind of my limit. So I haven't actually done a video on these guys, specific video yet, but I think I'm around the corner getting close to doing it. My buddy Edgar Ramos from Miami Cichlids and more, he's the guy who shipped me this pair, really nice pair. And I'm really excited about them. And it did not take long to spawn. So I don't know if you can get in here and see, but there's fry in there. And we'll see how the mother does. Can you guys see it? Yeah, maybe you can see a little bit. But anyways, I got back into the species after I used to keep them and breed them. And then I got out because I wanted to make room to try new stuff, you know. But really liking these guys. So you know, if you're interested in cichlids, Cubans, Amphilophus, Parachromis, he's got a lot of stuff, and he ships out. Go ahead and check out Miami Cichlids and more. I think on Facebook. I'm not sure if he has other platforms, but go check that out. I'm really happy to be keeping Cubans again. I miss these guys. So let me catch us on some of the comments. Sorry. Chris said, very, very kind, my friend. Oh, you're more than welcome, Chris. You know, do a lot of good for the hobby. Appreciate it. And I'm sure everybody who follows, is a fan of cichlids, loves those type of videos, Chris. Keep up the good work. My fish garage said, Paul, I just found his old stock list and he didn't post a catch location. Look at that. Thanks for helping out. Paul was asking, who is Big Fish Lad, was asking if he knew the catch location of his F1 Robert Sonai that came from Max Cichlids. And I think my fixture garage went to go check his old stock list. I think his webpage is still up, even though he's not in business anymore. And it does not show the catch location. So I guess that answers that. Jay Cruz just subbed to Chris's channel. That's awesome, man. Love the networking and community building we do here, guys. And I think Chris does live videos too. I've been, you know, I guess so busy with family and kids and 30 tanks and stuff like that. It's so hard schedule-wise. It's hard for even me to find a time slot to do a live video. I've been to one or two Chris's live videos before, but I gotta definitely try to attend more. But awesome. Thanks, Jay Cruz. Checking them out and subbing. Chris said, I have a bunch of footage of months before Jeff sold. Oh, okay. So Chris is referring to what I was hoping for is kind of like a tour, a vendor tour of Tangle Up and Cichlids, which I think Kevin Cumberton owns now. And Kevin's actually been to a live video here, one of mine, which I was honored. I was really shocked he attended. Kevin's a great guy. And it looks like Chris said he's got some footage of at Tangle Up and Cichlids, but when Jeff Rapps owned it. So that's really cool. Chris, I may have missed it. I'm not sure. Was that posted on your YouTube? If so, I'm gonna, right after I'm done with this video, I'm gonna go check that out. So that's pretty cool. Sorry guys, getting caught up really slow on these comments here. Same, just subbed Chris. Awesome, another sub for Chris. Lisa Foster just subbed. Definitely looking for experienced people to learn from. Chris is definitely one of those. I don't know if I would call myself experienced, but I'm just trying to do the best I can here. But I appreciate you following here, Lisa. Lisa said, LL, sorry, it's a very funny, fluid situation. I find I have to take caring for my cichlids one day at a time and adjust as I go. Hey, that's what you got to do. Every day is a learning experience with cichlids. I mean, all kinds of stuff happens. You know, I've kept, here, one example, I won't go too much into it. Those, you know, I've kept these fish, all these different species, very similarly as far as the lids, glass lids, with not a whole lot of space gap, as you can tell. And I've done it the same way. And of course, I find out after I lose two of my wild-caught Stahlsbergi, dead on the floor, dried up, that those are jumpers. Stalsbergi are known jumpers, or maybe it's Andino Acara or the Acara family. And I lost 2 males the hard way. And so you're right, Lisa, it's a daily learning experience, always trying to figure things out. And with the Stalsbergi, I figured out you got to have almost airtight lid system because these guys can jump. So I'm going to put this in the tripod real quick here, guys, while I take a sip here of coffee. My throat is killing me. I don't usually talk this much. Trust me, ask my wife. But when I'm doing this on the live video, my throat's really drying up. Here's a really cool topic and question. I want to know what everyone's New Year species list is composed of. What species in 2022 are let's say top three species for you to keep or acquire or reacquire in 2022? Let me know. I will go down here briefly while these multifasciatus are going crazy on each other. Now he's not. Let me get a light. These guys like this bare bottom tank, and so I don't get the best view of them. Anyways, this male, if you thought that female Carpentis was mean, she won't do anything if I put my hand in the tank, really. She might nip. This guy will try to remove a finger. Let me switch this up. All right, there you go. Now the light will stay on. So these guys, you guys probably all know, multifasciatus. This male is a wild caught Pantanos de Centla, I think it was, and he is pretty old. I think my estimate is around that 7 to 9 year range, and he is, I just turned the light on right now. He's not flying through, but he would normally be going through the acrylic, especially when I do water changes. He is not very friendly to my hand, and I've actually been bit from him before, and it definitely bled. And if you guys know, I'm not a fan of that at all. Not because it was excruciatingly painful, but I've actually had an open wound, and working in my tanks with an open wound on my arm, I developed, I think it was MRSA, and I actually thought it was a spider bite. I didn't know what the heck it was. And then when I went to the doctor, she told me how serious it was. She put me on all kinds of antibiotics, and she said I could have lost my arm from that. And so for that reason, I am not a big fan of getting bit in my tank water, which has a lot of, aquariums have bacteria. And that's what the doctor was saying. She was really, really concerned. I was taking it lightly. I was thinking it was funny. Look at, I'm gonna have spidey senses or something, right? And then she was just really concerned. So anyways, little story why I definitely try not to get bit from my fish. Open wounds, no good when you're working in tank water, in case anybody didn't know that. I'm probably a slow learner. I was probably the last to learn that. Lisa Foster's, I sadly lost an entire well-adjusted 75-gallon of peacock cichlids to a mistake. I filled it up to touching the glass lid, one water change, and I think it heavily reduced oxygen exchange. I'm mentioning it so no one here makes the same mistake. They were dead morning. I was so upset. I'm sorry to hear that, Lisa. It's always brutal when we learn the hard way and lose fish. It happens to all of us. All we can do is try to learn from it and move on and prevent it in the future. And sometimes you can't even prevent it. Sometimes things just happen, right? So, sorry to hear that. The gymnos, Chris Big said, the gymnos are ideal for outdoor ponds. Yeah. Yeah, you know, my buddy who had actually, I think, collected in Uruguay those Terra purpura, so he had wild caughts. His were in his backyard in complete green water, no heater, no oxygen at all. And so that gave me the idea to give it a shot. And I at least have these solar pumps on my ponds, so when it's sunny, they'll get oxygen. But they're doing pretty well. You know, I've checked on them for a while now, and I've even seen eggs on the bottom, and I'm not sure if they're fertilized and whatnot, but I really got to bring those guys back indoor. I wanted to make sure they're not stuck in high temperatures their whole lives, because I hear they don't do too well to be healthy. They got to be kind of cool down periods, apparently. Same as the Braziliensis. So that's why I got them out in the ponds. Oh, Chris said they have basements. Yeah, that's I always forget about that. I go to my family in New Jersey, and they got basements over there. I just out here in California, obviously a little different. Chris said rheophilific means species that live in really fast water. Are you talking about kind of like the riverine stuff? I know you've talked about it on your channel, like the tubas, Chris, and maybe some of the like gibbosips and stuff like that. I'm not really sure. Obviously, I haven't kept tuba. It would be nice to keep them someday. But maybe are those, is that an example of what you're talking about? Lisa said, haha, yeah, those babies are growing like weeds. I actually need to sell a few. I don't have enough room to grow them out properly. Okay, so Chris clarified there. Sorry, Chris, I'm getting to the comments one at a time. Chris said, Bolleri lentiginosum tuba. Okay, so I was right about one. Gibbosips, there you go, irregularis. Yeah, Chris, I definitely thought of them. Actually, the lentis, I know, I've seen a couple really nice ones, people keeping them. I think Mike Tevis, I've seen his, and they look stunning. Yeah, his are nice and definitely caught my eye. And so maybe someday. The only thing I worry about, and Chris, I consider myself an amateur at best at cichlids, keeping them, is, you know, I don't want stuff like I kept the yellow labradins once, and I got them from Jeff Rapps. They were around that 1.5 to 2 inch. I got about 15 of them, and they all bloated within a month, you know, and I kept them on their own in their own tank, and fed, you know, low fat foods and, you know, all kinds of stuff people are saying. I think it was higher temperatures, and I just fell on my face on that one. And so I shy away a little bit from the sensitive species more than other people, I think. You know, I tried the Stalsbergi, which I heard somewhat can be sensitive, bloat and whatnot. I know people have lost a bunch of them, and they're hanging in. But I kind of hesitate a little bit, you know. Beanie are another one that I would love to keep. I hear have some bloating issues, Haitiensis, you know. So I'm definitely more cautious, I think, and reserved. I'll do my research, but I still need to, yeah, patience, I think, for me. But I would love to someday. A lot of those species, they're beautiful species. Daniel Park, what's up, man? Thanks for joining. Daniel's a hope you're having a good holiday period, Daniel. Jay Cruz said, I have 2 left only, hoping that they are male and female. Jay Cruz, what species are you talking about? Sorry, I'm delayed on my comment reading. Lisa said, question, if we win, do we pay shipping? Lisa, yes, that would be the one of the things required. you know, it's I thought about that, and I can definitely fork out money for shipping. I do USPS mainly, and that's not too expensive, especially if you do priority. But you know, I've you know, it's like dog keeping. You know, people don't want to give out free puppies, I think, because you know, it kind of, as long as you charge a rehoming fee, a small fee, or something like that, it makes so real serious owners, I think, who are going to care for the pets would be interested. You know, just that small thing, and it's not that expensive for United States Postal Service shipping. So, yeah, I'll definitely the fish will be covered, but not the shipping. Party buses. What's up? Thank you for joining. Really appreciate it. Beauties, thank you. Whichever species you were talking about. Appreciate the kind word. And Lisa said you might want to use some sealant on the wood. You know, Lisa, that's funny. When I was making these stands originally, I used this water repellent sealant. It was after I built the stand, I would use the repellent and soak it, and it would get all wet, and so it would be water repellent. And then, you know, I kind of went away from that. All my new stands, I don't really do that. And, you know, I feel like as long as it does get water here occasionally, you know, usually just very little amounts of water. I usually don't overflow my tanks filling them up too often. But I feel like if you dry them up quick enough, they're not going to really get too damaged, you know. And worst case scenario, most of the water goes on this plywood top. If I do need to replace something, it's probably just the plywood sheet. So I haven't really run into too many problems with that. Of course, painting it, sealing it might be optimal, but I tend to think these might last a while. And I've had a lot of these set up for 6 years now. So yeah, I appreciate the advice. I think that would be optimal, but I'm feeling like it's okay. Party bus is set, awesome setup. Thank you. Appreciate the kind words, man. Wow, I'm really behind on my comments. Awaken Ann Carter said, nice Cubans. Thank you, man. I'm really glad to get that species back again. Really fun species, and I can't wait till it's like a glass banger. Hopefully it's a glass banger like my last Cubans I used to keep. Chris, that's a great question. What would be your holy grail species? Well, Chris, you know, there's a lot that I would like to try, but I don't really know if I'm really, really like them. Like, you could tell you think something's beautiful and whatnot, but I think you don't really, really know until you keep them. It's kind of like the Stalsbergie for me. I've always seen Stalsbergie, you know, kind of mostly from, I have a buddy, Gregory Brown, who in Florida has kept some really nice Stalsbergie. I think a lot of the videos you'll search for on YouTube, you'll see his Stalsbergie and his setups, and they're amazing. But also Guapote Mel. And, you know, Stalsbergie was one of those that's just, it's kind of rare. You can't really find them. Am I really going to like them? Am I going to deal with the internal bloating, whatever else they might have? I don't know. And I kind of just got them. And now, to me, you know, after keeping them, I really value them a lot more. And so I would consider, if I didn't have them with the knowledge I have now, them being kind of a holy grail species, if I could not get them. So with that being said, because I'm probably, my favorite species in the fish room are Festae, and I've also kept Mesoheros jafferium for about 6 years, and I really like both of those. I would probably stick to something in the genus, the same genus, like Ornatum, which, you know, it's apparently a different species, apparently in an area where they can't collect them and bring them back. Maybe it's too dangerous. I don't know what the story, Chris, you probably have a ton more knowledge on that situation than I do. But I would have to place probably Ornatum near the top of the list, even though I don't know, you haven't seen a lot of pictures of that fish. And, you know, I've seen a lot of people claim that some or the other. I think some of the Japheris sold here are labeled as Ornatum, but I don't know exactly how that's going to look, but I do know I like Mesoheros. So for that reason, I might put them up there. Let's see. You know, I've kept umbies before, and I think I think it comes from Rio Magdalena. I don't know if it's a variant or a different area in the Rio Mag. Chris is another one you could probably weigh in on. The ones that get kind of a copper reddish face in the males, which I haven't seen a lot of them lately. I don't know, maybe I haven't looked well enough, but I would really love to keep that one that gets that coloration in the face, that copper orange reddish face. So even though it's not a species it's hard to find, it's that particular one that kind of interests me. So that would be my answer. And also with my question back to everyone, what top 3 species would you like to keep in 2022? There's 2 of mine. If I can find them, if I can create tank space, I'll definitely give it a shot. You know, I'll go for them. So hope that answers your question, Chris. Mr. Red, how you doing, man? Thanks for stopping by. Mr. Red said, hi, Matt. You going to sell some fry sometime? Yeah, Mr. Red, I actually do, you know, fairly often. Not a big vendor by any means, a small guy, kind of, you know, but I do ship within the U.S. So if you're ever interested, you could see I do the postings, and I talk about them in the videos here, but Facebook, message me, my Facebook page, which is the Cichlid Dojo. Also, Instagram is the same. You can message me through either of those 2 or the band app, which is much smaller. Or at the very minimum, if you don't have any of those, you can leave your email here in the comments of the video, and I'll try to email you back as soon as I can. So, Jesse Cichlids, thank you, man. Those Cubans, yeah, I'm hoping they. I think they look great right now. Edgar, you can't go wrong with getting fish from him. I just hope they continue along that path and, you know, develop further, and maybe you'll see a little taller profile in that male. I would love to see that. They're still in that 5 to 6 inch range right now, maybe 6.5. So they got a long way to go, and I'm excited about them. So, Awakened Anarchism said, I'm in the process of breeding a nice quality flowerhorn with a female Cuban. I'm hoping to create black flowerhorn. That's interesting. Very interesting. I've never seen that. You know, I don't get too into the hybrids. I will admit some of them beautiful. I mean, undeniable some of the colors of those hybrids. It's just personally not stuff that I keep as of right now. But I wish you luck with that project. That seems pretty interesting. J. Cruz says RTMs and Salvinis. Oh, that's what you're talking about before. Okay, nice. Yeah, Salvini are another one I would have to keep again someday. I miss keeping those. Incredibly aggressive, mean fish. I'm over here on the red tiger motas right now, guys. As of right now, I only have 4 of the male grow-outs. They're a little too hard on the female for me to feel comfortable with, so I took her out again. As you know, I may only have 1 female, and so I can't lose her. My Fish Crush said, are those Cubans from? Yes, they are. They're from Edgar, the man. Go check them out, guys, again. I think it's Miami Cichlids and More on Facebook. Chris Big said, new delicate anabatinoids and some morbids. Interesting. That would be your answer, I think, for your wish list, Chris? I'm guessing. See, some of these species, that shows my level of knowledge. I would have to, and I will, go look these up afterwards because I'm definitely interested in learning more. So, I'll get there. Hopefully someday I'll progress. What should we look at, guys? What should we look at? Let's go back over here. I don't know how. Look at that. Rainy Southern California, guys. How about the Panamensis? Anybody a fan of this species? You see a little female. Pulled a couple really small batches of her fry. And second batch of fry I only pulled mainly because these guys are just thrashing the maculopinus. Incredibly aggressive when breeding, like a lot of species, but I do want to do something with the maculopinus. Let's get to comments more. Big Fish Lad said, okay, so his answer for 2022 species he wants to keep more Robertsoni Coryllius. That's a nice one. I've seen some of those. And Alphari. Awesome, man. Those would be your top three. And again, guys, you know, Big Fish Lad has a great YouTube channel too. In case you don't know, I'm sure most of you do. And Paul, I look forward to seeing those species in an update video in 2022. Hopefully your wish comes true. Yeah, Chris said Alphari is damn sexy. Yeah, I had some Alphari from Max. I shipped them out. I think it didn't work in the plans of, you know, darn limited tank space. I wish we all had unlimited, or I wish we had unlimited tanks. I would have kept them, but it just, I was going to change things up. After that Wildcaught male Deppy died, I was a little bit upset. It happens. And I said, I'm going to do something different, going away from that community thing. And so I moved all the fish in that tank, included 6 Alphari, and they were a good size, you know, somewhere up to 6 inches. So anyways, someone else is enjoying them now. My Fish Garage said, breed Cuban Grouts. Oh, awesome. Okay, so your goal for 2022, breed Cuban Grouts, breed your Terra Purpura. I saw those, man. That's really cool. Congrats on the pickup. And breed your Stahlsbergie, or acquire some Stahlsbergie. Probably just get some. That's pretty cool, man. Yeah, really good goals there. And I hope you accomplish them. Hope you get the Stahlsbergie if you don't have them as of right now. If you need, I got fry. I got F1s off of my Wildcaughts, so I'm sure I already know that. Jesse Cichlids said 2022 gold Jack Dempsey's, Freddy's, and another pair of Cubans. That's awesome. So gold Jack Dempsey's never ever kept. Actually, I've never kept regular Jack Dempsey's. I kind of skipped over a lot of those really beautiful ones, kind of ones you can find out there in the hobby more readily than others. I definitely got to keep those someday. Freddy's, I'm guessing you mean the multifasciatus. I guess they're still Freddy's, right? Because even though their name changed and switched over, does their nickname stick with them? So multifasciatus, you can call them Freddy's. There's a question. What's everyone's take on that? And then Jesse Cichlids said another pair of Cubans. That's cool, man. Can't have enough pairs of Cubans, I guess. Big Fish Lad said just need to find them, Chris. Yeah. Hopefully someone can bring those in for you. Ronnie Price, what's up, man? Thanks for stopping by. And Awaken Anarchism, my dream fish is the hardest one to find in the hobby right now. Hemochromous fasciatus. Yeah, those, I've never kept them, but I've seen and I've heard people talk about their aggression. That's maybe on another level. I don't know if that's true, but Beautiful fish, from what I've seen. Too many fish to put on a list for my case. Never get to them. Lisa Foster said, my top fish I want is a really pink dragon blood. Huh. I wish I could have Bartlett's Antheus, but I can't. So when I saw an Aluna Cara of roughly the same color, I decided I wanted one. Interesting. I will have to look up some of those. Chris Biggs talking to Awaken Anarchism. They are a horribly defensive species and challenging real environment. Let's get to stuff. Questions. Don't worry, Lisa. This is I much rather have someone who's talking more than less, because sometimes these live videos, we get in a rut and no one asks to see or talk about anything or any questions. So this is definitely what I want. More conversation than less. My Fish Garage said, dude, can't beat yourself about labradins. Yeah, I know. It's a tough species, I think. I don't know. Chris made a video on them on his YouTube channel. I failed miserably. I just definitely did not do the right things. And I'm definitely not jumping back into that species anytime soon. It'll take a while for me to want to try them, you know. But yeah, Chris said that's the usual with labradins. Unfortunately, such a pretty species, and it's probably why, you know, I think multiple vendors have had them available, labradins as fry. I've even seen, you know, wild caughts brought in, adults, bigger ones, from actually a local source, and you really don't see a whole lot of them ever posted in the hobby. So it got me thinking, why have they always been available, or almost always been available, and you never see anybody post theirs? Well, I'm wondering if they've all had the same fate as, or most of them have all had the same fate as me, where they just kind of bloated and had issues and died. I don't know. I hope not. But you don't really see a lot of them. You see them occasionally, and it's amazing when you do. But I think I'm just not, I'm not as experienced as necessary to keep those. You know, I don't know if it's water parameters, if maybe I need an RO. My water's super hard here, high pH. Not sure if that played a role, but J. Cruz said, oh yeah, and lion's eye. I wanted to get some fry from Guapote Mel out here in Seattle, but he got rid of his pair. Yeah, man, I think Guapote Mel's lion's eye pair, I think that's what did it for me. That's what made me want to get keep lion's eye initially, which was years ago. And so that inspired me. And props to Guapote Mel for doing that. You know, it brought a lot of interest to certain species that people would not be interested in. You know, I try to do a little bit of that. You know, I don't know if I do it successfully, but I'm trying to do a little bit of that. And I'll do that with the fish giveaway. So it's not going to be so much common species so much, but stuff that I have too, that, you know, I have enough of, you know. Probably I won't be giving away Panamensis or anything like that, because they like 20 fry batches. Chris said they need 85 water and fed a lower protein diet, more of a foraging species. Huh. I think he's referring to the labradins. 85 degrees, that's okay. You know, that's definitely doable out here. I can keep them at a higher temp, so maybe next time around I'll give that a shot, you know. I'm not sure when that's going to be, but appreciate the advice there, Chris. Waken Anderson said, I love how nasty the Festae are, and we'll put them in 300 gallon. Least faucet. Next time you have issues with bloat, give them around metronidazole, and often tiny parasite overgrowing in their gut. Rapashi solid green is a great for feeding and touch. Good advice. Yeah, I had the metronidazole flake that I was feeding them at the time. Maybe I should have treated the water. Could always have done more. I think I always try to think, what could I have done better, right? I'm not gonna try to blame anything else, but anyways, J. Cruz said shipping is not bad for Matt. Packing it great too. Thank you, man. Yeah, as long as I'm not doing it terrible. trying to do my best. You know, it doesn't always turn out. The Postal Service find a way to lose packages every now and then, but honestly, it hasn't happened too often in my experience. So maybe I have a okay hub that I deal with. So, Jared Stalvey said, "How are the Therictis?" Well, these Maculopennis, you can't see through this video quality, but they are stunning fish. I love them. And this is the male. I'm just waiting for him to want to pair up with a female back there. I think I only have one female out of all 6 of them. But they might not be able to do that while these Panamensis are dominating the tank in here. So they're doing pretty good. Chris said, Stalsberg is not Stalsberg-y. It's named in honor of Al Stalsberg. Well, there you go. I'd love to learn Stalsberg. So I'm not sure if I've been pronouncing the species name incorrectly or whatnot, but it's always good information. Alf Stalsberg. Chris said, I do not believe the True Ornatus is in the U.S. market. I know one Canadian that has the True Ornatus, and they are incredible. Chris, as a special request, is there any way you can get some good video footage or even pictures? I would settle for. Might even be a really cool video, Chris, of yours. I'm sure it'd be really popular, of those True Ornatus. And I mean, I have never seen a video of them, I don't think. I've seen some pictures out of water, you know, in someone's hand. I think we've all seen that picture, but I'd love to see a video like that, Chris. Maybe you can put that on your list of, you know, upcoming projects on your YouTube channel. That would be awesome. But that's cool. Someone has them. William Winters, I have an ornatum, 8 years old, and it was sold to me as a Jack Dempsey. Wow. William, that's crazy. I'm not sure, William, do you have a YouTube channel at all, and do you post videos of them? I would really love to come check them out if you put them up there. Let's see, Jay Cruz, I'm out, Matt. I will be in contact soon for more Festae Fry. Good luck to the winner. Oh, thank you, Jay Cruz. And sorry, a lot of rambling. I really appreciate everybody's attendance today and questions and comments. I'm not even getting caught up on these comments here. I can imagine it's probably something Chris runs into tenfold in his live videos. This is the first time I've ever run into this issue. I'm just getting caught up on the comments. JT, Michigan, thanks for stopping by. How big do the fish in that tank get? This is at 420. I'm not exactly sure if we're watching, if that was in reference to these guys, the Panamensis maculopennis, but I would guess 4 to 5 inches. Not much, not bigger than that is my guess. So we'll see. These Panamensis are still relatively small. I think this biggest male in here is 3 inches max. So, and we've got some of their latest spawn right here. I really wish they would have more than 20 fry in a batch. But Blind Fish Keeper, what's up, man? Happy Christmas Eve to you too. Glad to have you. Danny Park said, came across a random video of Cichlid Bros yesterday where he gives you a shout out. You sent him footage holding it. Yeah, you should be a hand model. Thanks, Daniel. I don't know about that. I don't know. Hand model. What comes to mind is the Friends episode with Joey Tribbiani looking for his identical hand twin, and they could make a lot of money. So I don't think I'd be that lucky, but I appreciate the thought there. William Winters, my fish that I really want is just a female Festae. Can you keep them in a tank with other cichlids if it's just the female? You know, here's something that happened very recently, something that I don't think I've mentioned, and it really was bad on my part. I ran I ran into an issue where I had two of those bigger wild-caught females that I was keeping, and they were too big for one of the males on the right side of that 240. So I divided one. I didn't have a place for the second one, so I put her in the community tank with those Depi, the Synspilum, Alfare, all those things. Well, you know, I've always known I don't like to mix my Festae with other species, but of course she gets a little wound on the side of her, gets a bacterial infection, and I could not cure it, and she passed. So I don't know. I would tend not to do that with Festae. I think Festae and Japhyrus and probably the Mesoheros, I found that they kind of really susceptible to some open wound bacterial infections that are much harder to treat than other cichlids. I don't know if that's true. Maybe Chris or you other guys can weigh in on that. And I've had a lot of difficulty. I had Japhyrus adult females that kind of got beat up, and I was treating those fish for months, it seemed. I finally got them to heal up, but it took so much longer, and it actually took curing, where other species might not need any medication for the wounds I'm talking about, very minor wounds. So I would probably lean against keeping Festae in a community with other species, aggressive species especially. Maybe, I know people do it, and I know it can work, but it can go wrong. So just caution, you know. Lisa said, yeah, treat the water, you can be sure. I'll get enough when it's just flake, especially in nutrients. That's it, referring to the yellow labs and the metronidazole. Atkins Nature Aquariums, hey man, thanks for stopping by, I really appreciate it. Love the videos, man, you have some nice fish. Thank you so much, just trying to keep them best I can. Move close away from the garage door here where it's getting colder, and I am caught on something. Give me 1 second. Go back to the Cuban. All right. Ooh, this male is getting a little protective. I like it. I've only had this pair for about a month now. I've been in quarantine most of the month, but they got fry in the pot, so he's not happy. Lisa Foster said, blind fish keeper, how are things? I haven't seen anything new from you in a while. Adrian, why you get a Vieta? Why you get out of Vieja, I think is what he's saying. Yeah. You know, I had the Synspilum, and before I did, I was never much of a Vieja guy, to be honest, but I wanted to try them out like I do when I get a lot of new species. I just want to try them and see if I'm going to like them for myself. Synspilum were cool. They were nice. And I just wasn't my thing. You know, I did them in that group with the 120 gallon. They kind of just hover around the bottom. Maybe I didn't do them right. Maybe I needed to do more of a community setting. And so I got rid of them, kept the big male, and then eventually the big male, Synspilum, I think he was the reason the male Depi died. So I didn't, you know, maybe I held it against him a little bit, but I wanted to do something different. So I definitely want to do the Viejas again someday. Not sure which species I would do again, but that's kind of the reason. Absolutely beautiful fish. So many of them out there, lots of colors. It just kind of wasn't for me at the time. So I'll try them again. Lisa Foster, haha, don't worry about your speed. Most of us understand. You'll get fast at reading with practice. I love it. Thanks, Lisa. I am working on my reading as fast as possible. Jared said, what are the catch locations are there for Motas RTM other than Rio Blanco, Rio Motagua? Good question. I trying to think of it. I can't name a third right now, but I'm sure there's plenty more, I would guess. Maybe someone else can weigh in on that. Lisa said I had a horrible abscessing illness in my goldfish. Thankfully, I finally cured them. I spent $300 trying to find them right med, API fin and body cure. Finally went out. Yeah, I think for bacterial stuff, I've typically used I use kind of like it's like nitrofurazone with methylene blue. It's nitrofurazone green, similar to Furin 2, I think, and metronidazole. Anyways, that's kind of my go-to, but I finally decided to treat it as a virus, and apparently I got it right. Big Fish Lad said, I got myself a couple of those Fluval breeding boxes after seeing them on your vids, Matt. They're fan. Yeah, Big Fish Lad, those breeder boxes are just really fun and really easy to keep. I think I have 4 of them. 2. And, you know, it's not something that I discovered on my own. I think to give credit, I think I saw Jim Cummings using them a lot. At first, honestly, I only got them to divide fish before shipping, because let's say you have a whole tank full of 2 to 3 inch fish, and you know, you got to fast them for 3 days is what I usually do. Say you're shipping out 1 to 3 of them, you got to fast the whole tank, right? To make sure those fish don't eat. Well, there's these little divider slots where you could put a divider here, and you can technically have 3 fish in the same tank water, being fasted and separated from the others. So that's why I got them initially. And then I tried breeding, you know, putting fry out in here, and I love them. I think I have 4 of them total, and they are all in use. And it's kind of like you're, you know, in the meantime, while you don't have a tank ready for fry, you just throw them up here. And if all else fails and you can't find a tank open, then, you know, maybe you got to use them as feeders. But, you know, it kind of gives you more, you know, more capacity for the short term, you know. But anyways, Blind Fish Keeper said, new video posted today. I've had some health issues and just did not have. Go check out Blind Fish Keeper's videos, guys. This channel. Pelham's Aquatics, Sam, I believe. What's up, man? Thanks for stopping by. Hi. I'm gonna skip through comments, guys. I've never run into this problem where I've had too many to get through. I usually sit here and say, hey, anybody want to talk? That's how boring my live videos usually are, but I'm really happy with the turnout today. Lisa said, Blind Fish Keeper, I'm glad you're feeling better. You know, health problems. Lisa said, I'm going to skip through some, guys, unless there are questions. Ron C. said, I ordered some medicated fish foods. Hold on. I ordered some medicated fish foods from Ken's Fish Food. Thank you for your help. Awesome, Ron. Yeah, I get Ken's Fish Food. You know, I really like what they have to offer. They have a lot of variety, so I'm always trying new flakes. They have just so many granulates, powders, pellets, sticks, and my latest thing that I'm on right now are the sticks, the stick foods, and they got a metronidazole garlic stick food. They have super veggie stick food, which surprisingly a lot of my cichlids like veggie, a lot of veggie. So I'm always experimenting with different Ken's Fish Foods, and of course they got the normal brands that, you know, you can find anywhere, Amazon and all that stuff, pet shops. But Ken's Fish, you know, I'm definitely a supporter. I think I get an order a month from them of stuff. Wayne Winter said, if I keep can you mail Festae only tanks, what would be the smallest aquarium you would suggest, and which would be the ideal size? You know, if I kept a female Festae only, well, you know, I think females stay smaller than the males. With that being said, the biggest male I've had has been in that 12 to 13 inch range. Biggest male I've seen, I think, not many over 15 inches. I think I've seen maybe one at 17. But if those females, I think they stay, I don't know if they get bigger than 12 inches. If it's just on its own, I think you can do a 75 gallon footprint. or a 90-gallon, a little more water, that 4-foot by 18-inch front to back. I think it's possible, 12 inches and 18-inch wide tank. I think it's perfectly fine. That's what I would do. But I'm not sure if she would be really shy and skittish. The species can be a little shy and skittish in general, which is why I really love to breed them, and I really love to put, more Festae on the other side and silver dollars and all kinds of stuff to make them come out of their shell, So I think you could do it in a 75-gallon with proper water conditions and upkeep and all that stuff. So, famously, what's up, man? What's the best fish? What's the best food to try and help with internal parasite? A few of my medium-sized Oscars are leaving stringy poop. Well, I think a lot of people have good input on this. I don't think I have very good input. I have very general knowledge of fish internal parasite issues. I know there can be many different types and treatments, but for me personally, when I quarantine new fish, I'm usually using metronidazole, one session of that. Then I do some praziquantel, Prazipro, and I also do a levamisole. And the reason I do that is I had one experience with, I'm not sure if I'm saying it right, Colomanus worms, and I had those in some Therictis, and they went unnoticed for a long time before it finally came out, and that really concerned me. They were from a local fish shop, so it kind of explains the possibility that they could have, got them from there. But I had to get the levamisole, and so just as a precaution, I got the medication. I have the flake food with levamisole in it, and so those are kind of my three. I do occasionally use fenbenzidol when I mix my own food, medicated foods, when I soak the pellets. But yeah, that's kind of what I do. And I know it's not a very specific and scientific way where you diagnose the exact issue and use the one exact med, but someone like me who's not super knowledgeable on that, that's kind of what I stick to. Melvin Reef said hello Ian, hello Cichlid Dojo. What's up, man? Thanks for joining. William said I buy 90% of my food from Ken's Fish. Good stuff there. All good meds. Golden Fish Tank said. Pelham said levamisole is my go-to when nothing else works. Levamisole, yeah. Levamisole is cool. The instructions, if you got them from the same place I got them, where you can't have any light on, because light does something to the medication. That was one that's kind of I don't really understand how that works, but that's a little worrisome. Two, it doesn't really kill anything internally. It just paralyzes it temporarily, comes out, and then you have to siphon it all out, right? And then you have to do it a couple weeks later, because there's eggs that could hatch. And so, it's not the easiest way of treatment. I was hoping, I read about fenbenzidol actually could kill Colomanus worms, and not often. So I don't know if there's a good cure for some things, but kind of do what we can do. But famously use Prazipro if it doesn't work. Try metronidazole, yeah. Golden Fish Tanks, I use a microscope to know for sure what you are treating. Yeah, that would be the right approach. I'm just I'm not doing the best thing, I think. I use a more general, especially with my quarantine. Lisa said if you see red worms sticking out of the butt, yep, that's exactly what it was. It requires levamisole, expel. Yeah, I've seen that one available. Is he giving his Oscars feeders? I'm not sure who that was to. Lisa Foss said, oh, true, avoid feeder fishes. Okay. I'll just get to, oh good, I think I got to the bottom of my comments where Melvin Reach said, so what kinds of cichlids do you keep at Cichlid Dojo? Well, Melvin, I really appreciate you coming by. I'm assuming this might be one of the first times. I keep pretty much all American cichlids, be Central and South American. I probably close to a 50-50 split if I had to tally it up, but you can see the ones we're looking at right here are red tears, Mesoheros Festae from Ecuador. These are from the catch location Rio Gallas. Some of my favorites. I also keep a lot from these are Slanums from Central America. I believe Rio Naxapa is Mexico, if I'm not mistaken. And very aggressive. They all have a common theme, basically. Incredibly aggressive, difficult fish at times to keep and not beating each other up and killing their females. So, but incredibly rewarding when it all comes together, and you know you can figure out a formula that works, and you get a spawn. You know, breeding. That's my favorite stuff. So, basically that. All right, guys. Well, I'm gonna put this in the tripod. Yeah. Sam said, aggressive, but oh, so worth it. All right, so I'm gonna try to do, I think, 2 fish giveaways, and it's just gonna be fry, guys. I want to get out some fry, and larger fish mostly are my breeders. I kind of keep them. I don't really want to, you know, I might try to, okay. So, and kind of the, you know, one of the major goals of the videos I do on the channel is, you know, obviously keeping things I love, but also hopefully I'm doing an okay job of showing off species that may not be incredibly popular in the hobby. Maybe people don't know about them well, and I feel like if I can show them off, you know, decently, see the real beauty in some species, then maybe people will start to notice and want to keep more of those, you know, because it's always sad when things disappear from the hobby and you say, wow, these were so available 10 years ago and now we can't find them, you know. Stalsberg, I've been there, you know, but you know, honestly for me, 6 years I couldn't get them. I almost flew out to see Mel in Seattle and just bring them back with me, ship them back to myself. That's the extreme that I almost went to get them before I found these wild cuts. I was able to get them imported. So for that reason, I thought the perfect species to do somewhat of a giveaway would be the Depi, the Herictus Depi. I had a wild caught pair of Rio Bobos Depi. I have 2 spawns. One spawn, they are, I'd say, average size, 3/4 of an inch, maybe coming up to 1 inch. I'd be perfect for shipping. They do well, and they're not the most popular species, but they're incredibly beautiful. And maybe you can check some of my videos that I posted on them in the short time that I kept them. So I want to do a group of those. I think I'm just going to do a group of six of those fry. Obviously the fry and the fish, you know, the giveaway, and you'll just have to cover the shipping to get it there, and we'll deal with those, you know, details later. And it's only within the U.S. Unfortunately, I can't export at this time, and I'm sure I'm going to learn a better way to do these fish giveaways in the new year. There's a New Year's resolution, but the one way I can think of right now is based on, you know, in a messaging or an email or some form of answering basically what I say here. Whoever's first to react, because it will be time-stamped, will win that batch of fish. So for that reason, I want for the Depi giveaway, which will be a small group of Depi, please go ahead and message me on my Instagram. Put Deppy2001. The first message that I get with that will win the Deppy, and I think I'll do 6 fry of the Deppy, and go from there. If you guys aren't interested, no worries. But I really like to see that species out in the hobby, and I'm not going to be able to go through and check right now who wins because for whatever reason I'm stuck on my phone doing these live videos, and if I exit it might shut down the video, so we'll figure that out later. So anyways guys, I'll the Instagram, that's how that's going to work out. It's the same as my YouTube name, the Cichlid Dojo. I'm more than happy to give away some of those Deppy fry. I think I'm going to grow some out for myself, and I already started. I already got, actually, I think I already got the winner. I got a message here, but I'll confirm that later on. But I just saw a message pop up over the video. So yeah, it's a species that I'm going to grow out for myself, and because I lost the male, and you know, I really love them. I think they're a beautiful species, really hard to show off, I think, in video, but absolutely beautiful, and very similar to the Carpentis, maybe a tad more aggressive, but I'm really happy to get some of those out to you guys. And with that, you know, if you guys want to add anything, that's always an option in the box, the shipment, or maybe get a few more. But hopefully no one complains about the Deppy, the fish I'm giving away, and no one complains about the quantity. It's meant to be a good thing. Maybe so much of the spirit of Christmas, you know, giving stuff away. So anyways, guys, maybe a historic event on this channel. Figure out my first way of doing a giveaway, but I'll think of other ways in the future going forward. Let's get to some comments here. Golden Fish Tank, did you ever get the silver dollars to breed? You know, these silver dollars are funny because oftentimes I'll see 2 of them doing that little thing, you know, that they're just kind of shake their bodies and they're just swimming around the tank next to each other. I guess it's called egg scattering. I see that quite often, and I don't know if the eggs ever get fertilized and maybe the cichlids just end up eating them. Not really sure what the situation is on that, but I don't really take it further. I kind of just, they're just the tank mates. I'm not really focused on breeding it. And then these silver dollars, I had a local guy, an importer, get these wild caught silver dollars, the standard ones at like a 4-inch size, and he was selling them to me for $5. So, you know, I don't know that it's worth it for me to even spend the time to deal with that when I can just get some 4-inch wild caughts for that cheap. And yeah, so I won't be wasting my growing out silver dollar fry, unfortunately. Yeah, Melvin Reef, I love those silver dollars. They're great. They're great. And I really rather have them in a group of 5. Well, there's a group of 4 here, just they're divided 2 and 2, but they work pretty well. I got some really big ones with the Festae. Like, they've been around for like 7-8 years. So Marcus, how you doing, man? Marcus, long-time cichlid enthusiast, hobbyist, said totally, if I was in the States, I would have maintained certain species I kept that were very hard to find in Canada. That's why I had to refer people to you. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. And I really appreciate you stopping by on this Christmas Eve. And yeah, thank you for the support. Lisa Foster, damn, I wasn't following it, so it took me a minute. Yeah, Lisa, don't worry. You know, it's not meant to. It's meant kind of to support, you know, the one thing, which I want to get more species that are less common, and maybe people don't know about the beauty. That's the main thing, but also, you know, somewhat to support the channel and my platforms. So I'll definitely be doing more fish giveaways, probably during live videos. Actually, that's the only way to do them, right? You can't record them ahead of time, or maybe I can. I don't know. I'll mention something at the end of video, just like this, of my normal videos, or in between the middle of them, right? And kind of encourage participation. I guess that's always an option. But anyways, what's the code again? The code again was DEPPI 2021. DEPPI, which is the species. But go check them out on the YouTube channel. Even if you're not the winner here, I think you'll develop hopefully somewhat of an appreciation if you go look at some of those videos, Lisa. It's a great species. Sad to lose my male breeder. The Blind Fish Keeper said, I received my true green terrors as a happy accident. I ordered terrors expecting gold psalms, but got true tears instead. Love it. That's awesome, man. Oh, Big Fish Lad, great giveaway, Matt. Yeah, I mean, it's not much, right? But the goal is to get some more interest into certain species, right? That not a lot of people keep. And I'm one of those people. Before I kept DEPPI, you do see some pictures or video, but you don't see a lot that really showcases them out on YouTube or pictures. So I felt I wanted to give it a shot and see if I could do it. And immediately, in person, I was like, wow, these are amazing fish. So pretty. How come it doesn't show up on video very well, or pictures? And I tried to do my best to do it. I'm sure I didn't do it that well, but I did my best. And maybe, if there's one more person keeping DEPPI from maybe watching a video of mine, then I feel happy. And I love when watching other people's YouTube channels and different species that spark something, and I say, hey, I want that next, right? I mean, that's what this is all about. We all keeping fish, and those of us who can share it on videos, that's great. It kind of keeps it going, right? The enthusiasm, all that stuff. So I appreciate all the other channels doing the same thing. But even if you can't, it doesn't matter, Lisa said, I don't really like that method because not everyone was snappy interaction. Most people do. Yeah, Lisa, I said that in the beginning. I don't have the best method, and please bear with me going forward. This, by far, is not going to be the last of the fish giveaways, and it's not a make it or break it. I do plan on doing more, and Lisa, just go check out my last fish room update video for December. I think it's like a 36-minute video. I have no shortage of fry, so it will be done more in the future. My goal is to try to do a live video once a month, and I do plan on doing, I want to do fish giveaways at least once a month. We'll see how it goes, but don't beat yourself up, and I'll try as well to think of other ways. I've seen people do those raffles, live raffles on Facebook, and you kind of have to pre-assign a number, and that's interesting. Keep in mind, I'm not so tech savvy, and maybe I'll get there someday. I'm not sure if you can do those on YouTube. I'm not sure how to assign the numbers and figure all that out, but there's less about the giveaway, more for just the video and the hobby, so. Golden said, just asking because you have a bunch of them. I'm not sure, what was that referring to, Golden? Sorry, Golden, I'm not sure what that was referring to. Lisa said, maybe it's for the best. In my case, I probably can keep them with my other cichlids in it. Yeah, Lisa, I'd hate to see them become food, immediate food or snack for your Oscar or something. So, Don's here. What's up, Don? Don Mitchell. Don, you might have won the the Deppy giveaway. I'm not sure. I think your comment, your message might have been one of the first ones. I'm not sure. I'll check it later. Regardless, I will reply to everyone who messaged, and of course, the first one that I got will be the winner. But yeah, and catching people off guard, it's kind of somewhat of the point too, because the last thing I want people to get used to going forward is, you know, they just want to be there for the fish giveaway. They don't want to be involved in the conversation. They don't want to be, you know, I don't want to be predictable, basically. I want, you know, it's going to support the channel. It's more of rewarding people who support the channel, right? That's what I want to do. And so to be unpredictable, I think is going to have to be the case for this to work. But Marcus said, amazing, fish look amazing. Thank you very much, Marcus. Yeah, even with this live video, hopefully some of the colors showing through. Lisa said, okay, thanks. I went ahead and put it in just, and thanks, Lisa. Really appreciate it. And if you subbed to the Instagram, I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Yeah, I appreciate all the suggestions, Lisa. Please don't ever hesitate. Anything. You know, and even the encouraging words. I mean, I'm going to work on my reading to get it up to speed so I can keep up with these comments too. I love that. I have thick skin and I love jokes, so please do not hold back with me. I am not going to get offended by any means. Don's asking, what about the Rio Nexapa? So Don, yeah, I'm not sure what I'm going to do. If I might do one other giveaway in this video, and again, that's part of the unpredictability of it. I don't want people to just be involved and just for the the giveaway fish. But if you did win one, you will not win the second giveaway. I'm going to kind of space it out, guys. So yeah, you can't win more than one giveaway in a session. So anyways, we'll see if I do another one, Don, in this this live video. Lisa said, my Oscar's still a baby. You got to grow him out a little. I would grow them a little bit first too. Yeah, probably a good idea. Jared said, are the Carpentis wildcat F1s? Jared, I honestly don't know what generation. I know these are somewhat line bred Escondidos. I originally got from two different sources, essentially. And so I wouldn't expect them to be anywhere near, you know, wild caught or the generational info on them. So I do know that even with that said, I have on these Escondidos personally, I have not found any deformities that I can, you know, that I noticed. And I've spawned a lot. I've raised a very large batch in multiple batches. They seem to be of, you know, pretty good genes where they're not having any of those deformities in the line. So that's kind of the extent of my knowledge on these fish. Lisa said, or I can find a super easy program for you to do it. I'm always open to suggestions, Lisa. You know, any kind of program, you know, or any other way of doing things. You know, also keep in mind, Lisa, a lot of the people in here are not in, you know, may not be in the U.S. And so, you know, it would have to be people like the disclaimer, you know, they only message me if you're in the U.S. because I can't export. You know, and so there's a lot of things to work out. So, you know, I'm just glad to be able to give away some fry this time. I'll think about improving or Kaizen in the future. Jared said, comment went away. Jared said, I have nice male and females from yours and they look great. Many ask what generation mine are, and I don't know. Yeah, I don't know a lot of generational info is known on the Escondido carpentis, to be honest. I have seen some other variants like what is it, the Rio Salto, or I'm not sure. I think even Rio Hondo has some of that information, but I don't think the Escondidos do. So, not that I know of. So, Lisa is going to do some investigating. And yeah, no, they'd have to say they were entertaining. Ron C, my Freddies you sent me are pretty much perfect. Already getting iridescent color at Tuesday. That's awesome, Ron. I'm really glad to hear that. You know, these Freddies are multifasciatus, which, let's turn the light on again. You know, I have a batch of their fry. I'm not sure if it's their last batch because it's a pretty old pair. And I might have to do the next video. I might have to do the next grow out series. You know, I'm doing the Slanum grow out series. I'm doing the Festae Red Terror grow out series. I might have to do the next video on some of their fry to grow out because it may be another one, you know, that's somewhat less popular. It's not as popular of a Parachromis as Red Tiger Motaguensis or Managuensis Jaguars, you know. So, or maybe even Dovi, I don't know. I think they need a little more recognition, and maybe I'll grow some fry out of these guys because they're just absolutely stunning. And I got them in the worst possible setup, a bare bottom tank on the bottom of a rack. However, they prefer that for spawning for whatever reason. My buddy had them for a year or so. I had them for a while, and they would never ever spawn successfully in a substrate tank on the top, maybe somewhat skittish or shy, or the male prefers the bare bottom. Who knows? Female always lays her eggs on the bare bottom. Male will only do his thing in kind of these type of tanks. And quite honestly, my buddy tried a method where he didn't do very good water changes and it triggered spawns. Who knows why? And I've noticed the same thing. You know, if I kind of do smaller water changes, maybe skip a water change, it sometimes triggers a spawn with these guys. So definitely seems opposite, but you never know. All fish are different, right? So I wouldn't say that's what you want to do with the species as a whole, but that's what's up with these guys. So Daniel Park, anybody have experience with extreme aquatic food? I ordered some from Amazon. I also bought another brand as well, but that one seems a little suspect. I don't have experience. Maybe someone else can speak up. Lisa said, Daniel Park, my peacock cichlids have been doing amazing on Peewee Cichlid by Extreme. It seemed to be really good stuff. Cool. I should try some Extreme at some point. Get a hold of some of that stuff. Give it a shot. Ron C said, yes, it was your videos that turned me on to Festae. Awesome, man. That's really good to hear. Maybe it was this pair, hopefully, that got you wanting to try them. Great species. I'm glad to hear you're doing well. So let's go back up here. It's getting pretty dark outside, guys, and now we're operating on just my LED lights, so it's not going to show really well. I much prefer daylight, but we are running to the end. You know, I usually do a 2-hour session. There's a double Y bar female. Look at that. She only has that on one side though. I just think it's really interesting. You got 2 Y bars. It's like a little Y in the big Y. Anyways, so I usually make them around 2 hours, these videos, so we won't go a whole lot longer here, but maybe we'll stay a little bit longer if we have some conversation. Lisa said, be right back. Daniel said, Lisa, notice I ordered some big fella for my Festae. I guess that's the extreme. Yeah, I got to try the extreme pellets sooner or later. What else, guys? You know, I get a lot of these questions, basically comments in other videos. Can you make a video on this? Can you make a video on that? You know, like, and non-fish stuff, you know, not like of a certain species that I keep, but they'll want to see, you know, how do I do my water changes, or the air system, or I don't know, making brine shrimp or something like that. And you know, I haven't really, or you do a review on the Aqua Clear 110 versus the Sea Chem, you know, and I haven't really wanted to take the channel in that direction yet. I'm kind of just sticking to, I just want to show my fish, and you know, that's it. You know, it's just for me. It's not trying to do more, but I always said the live videos are fair game, you know, so I always comment that back, and maybe none of those people can show up in the live videos, but hopefully, you know, we can answer some of those type of questions, because I know people have them. You know, I'm just not going to make a video of me doing water changes with a freaking really loud circulation pump that I use to extract water as fast as possible, with hoses and just all kinds of crap. But live videos would be the place. So Golden said, what are you feeding your Festae? I am feeding my Festae, actually, let's break out my Tupperware. So this is kind of my Tupperware of food that I keep, and it's not all the food. This is probably maybe 10% of the food that I have in here, but it's what I walk around my fish room with. I'm sure I can think of a better way. But so I use a lot of these Ken's flakes, right? So I got the spirulina, I got this premium brine shrimp flake right now, which if you see it says now with probiotics, I'm starting to use a lot of these probiotic food. You know, this one says something about digestibility. And then, of course, I got my medicated flake, which I only feed when necessary. And so I got all the flakes for a lot of the fry. But for the Festae, I'll kind of vary it, right? So I'll do a little bit of, where is it? Sorry, it's a mess, guys. I got some North Jumbo, which I do a little bit, and they eat it. They're not, you know, they don't go crazy over it. I got my Massivore, you know, stuff, which, you know, if you ever fed Massivore, I think almost all my fish go crazy over this stuff. In addition, I also got my Otohini, 1 little pound of 50 pounds you got to buy. They love Otohini, however, it's a little bit fattier of a food. And out of here, I don't think I do more out of here. Oh, you know what? I started feeding some of this Ken's premium mini veggie sticks just to try it. And they eat it. I was surprised. I didn't think they would eat this veggie stuff because it's a lot of vegetable matter, not a whole lot of protein. And they do good on it. They eat that. In addition, I'm trying this one as well. I don't know. Tell me if you guys have ever tried Ken's Premium 4-Bit Blend. It's like 4 different types of sticks. you know, and or if you guys use this mini vegetable sticks, this is just the same stuff. And let me know what you think. You know, it's kind of trial and error, but those are basically the somewhat daily staple foods. The treats, obviously, only maybe once a week. But the krill, the freeze-dried krill, and of course the bug bites, and I used to do some tilapia, not the bisque, but I might want to get back on that, on the frozen tilapia, because really bulked up. Like the umbies love that stuff. But anyways, really good question. I appreciate. I don't think I've had that question before. Yeah, I mean, I think I don't know if it's the right way of thinking. Try to feed a variety so they don't get stuck on one food. That's one thing. And then also limit the treats. I had a lion-side pair. I made a mistake, and I was giving them a little bit too much krill too often, and I couldn't get them to eat pellets. And it took me starving them for almost 3 weeks to just start to eat a few pellets, and they would eat it very picky. So I really don't want to make that mistake again. And so I'm trying to do a variety, mix it up, some veggie sticks mixed in, and various treats only occasionally. So I hope that answered your question. But I'm sure there's much better. There's other foods out there, and I'm always trying to try stuff. I mean, shoot, I'm trying a lot of stuff. I got some of this Thera A NLS stuff. I mean, I got this probiotics NLS stuff, which I was worried about. I was using that for my Stalsbergie with the internal issues at one point, but I'm trying with other fish. It's like a nonstop, trial and error to find the best diet, I think, that works for your fish. So at least that's how I'm approaching it. So, Ronci, video on your brine shrimp setup would be interesting to see. Yeah, Ron, I don't think I'm going to make a separate video for them, but I'll definitely show you the very simple brine shrimp setup that I got. And it just happens to be right on top of one of these tanks. Nothing special. I'm in the base right here. You can buy these on Amazon. And obviously you just get a soda bottle and cut the top off. And I'm basically a scoop of that brine shrimp. I'm making once every 3 days. So, and it's been nonstop. I honestly have not had a break from making brine shrimp for, I think, 2 years now. So, I just think the really small fry do well on it. And this LED, you don't need one that changes the colors. I had it, and so I just use it. And this thing has been on for 2 years straight. I mean, it's just ridiculous. So, nothing pretty to look at. It's my brine shrimp setup, and just the airline draws from my central air system. So, not much to look at there, but all right. Anyways, guys, let's try to get through the rest of the comments, and then maybe we'll wrap it up. Lisa, I should get some video on my current cichlid tank. Lisa, you should. I would love to see that. Post it on your channel. Dom Mitchell said, my red terror are taking a long time to grow out, and I do water change. That sounds about right, Don. I definitely have slow growth rates on my Festae, my red terrors. They are not fast growing by any means, at least most of them. I think that's pretty accurate. Probably Mesoheros in general, I guess, would be slow growing. So it's definitely a species that I love because it requires more patience and time. And some people find themselves giving up on that. You know, it's not an easy species. So your Slanums are growing well, yeah. And you got a spawn recently, right, Don? I think you messaged me a video. That's pretty awesome, man. I'm glad to hear you're enjoying the Slanums. Lisa, do you say the audio's dying? Oh, okay. You know what, guys? Maybe maybe internet related. I'm not sure if you guys can tell me if this audio is going bad. But thanks for the notice. I'll try to get down to the bottom of the comments and see what if it got better. I'm going to assume that the audio got a little better because I don't see the comments at the bottom. Okay. Ron C. said, okay, audio is back now. Perfect. Hopefully I wasn't just talking to myself in a garage while people are walking down the street looking at me like an idiot and no one's able to hear me on the video. Lisa said, what's the name of the labs you mentioned? Are you talking about the Herictus labradans from Media Luna? They might actually have a different genus now. I'm trying to think, but go look them up. I think they're definitely Central American cichlid. Daniel Park said, you sounded like Snow Wave from Transformers. That is pretty cool. I am definitely looking forward to watching that part of the video, probably at the 2-hour mark, of me sounding like a Transformer. Thank you for letting me know that. Jared said, do you feed your Carpentis more than Spirulina than Anaxion? Example, I feed my Festae and Moda high and promote red. Always interested in if benefits Carpentis, though they are blue. You know, I do have a little bit of foods that have some kind of red algae and it's supposed to enhance the red coloration. I don't use that ever on Carpentis. I usually save that for my Modas, my Festae, and a Slanum, stuff that gets red. I figure it wouldn't really do much on things that, species that don't get red, you know? So I haven't tried it. Maybe it does make them more blue, who knows? But, you know, stuff like krill, I think, also brings out red a little bit more, I think. So I wouldn't expect it to do anything with Carpentis, though, to be honest. Golden said, I use Northern Cichlid, Cobalt, Ultra, Omega. Omega brings out the reds the best. Omega 1 would probably make your Festae colors pop even more. Thank you, Golden. I'll definitely give that a shot. I've seen the Omega 1 stuff. Yeah, I'm always open to trying new things. Lisa said, talking to Jared. Ron said, wow, brine shrimp setup is great. Thanks for trying. You're welcome, Ron. It's nothing special to look at. It's very easy to hatch them. It's not scary at all. I was scared at first, but it's super easy. Pelham's Aquatic said, Matt, have you ever bred lion's eye? Yes, I actually did breed the lion's eye. Not the initial pair that I kept, which I thought was probably my best looking lion's eye pair, but I did breed a later pair that I got. And I bred multiple times. They were actually not too difficult once I got the right pair. That big pair, you know, they did well together. It looked like they were going to breed. They just couldn't get a job done. So I think it just was the pair that I had, you know. Lisa said, Jared added, it's okay talking to Jared. Lisa said, I've noticed most of my young fish grow faster, but on bug bites. Great, I look more creatures. Audio good now? Okay, perfect. No more Transformers for me. Lisa said, okay, yeah, those. All right. They've also had several scientific names. Okay, guys. Anyways, I am going to do one last fish giveaway before we shut this video down, and it's going to be for one of the Rio Nexaba Slanums that I have. It's about a 4.5 incher. I posted a picture of the fish on my Facebook, I believe, and I think it has a lot of potential. 4.5 inches, and it's going to be for one of them, and same conditions. The shipping is going to be covered by you. I will supply the fish, and and sorry in advance, I don't have a flawless way of doing the giveaway, but I think it's definitely better than nothing. I love to share the species. The Slanum also is not super popular in the hobby, so I think it's a good one to get out there, and so we're going to do that. So we're going to do, I guess the code, we'll call it a code word, is Slanum 2001. The first person to send that to my email, which would be maat112@hotmail.com. So again, maat112@hotmail.com. And I kicked myself in the butt for making that email many years ago, for doing 2 A's and one T, not the way my name is actually spelled, because I've caused much confusion in the past. But anyways, only within the U.S., guys. Send that code to my email, and that will be for the Slanum. And if you won the Deppy, you won't be eligible for the Slanum. So I want to give everybody a shot here, or more people than less. So anyways, guys, I'm really want to say thank you for all the attendance and support over the year. I think in the beginning of the year, maybe in January, I had made the decision that I was going to start doing more stuff on the YouTube, and I definitely put a little bit more effort into the videos. They don't look great by any means, but I'm talking a little bit in them. Maybe that's not a great thing. People get sick of hearing my voice, but it's kind of the way I want to do my channel, and I've had a lot of fun with it, and I'm going to continue doing that in the new year. And I think we've gone from 500 subscribers to almost 3,000. So I can't be happier for everyone supporting that, and I hope everybody's enjoying it. And I hope the winners of the fish giveaways, the Deppy and the Slanum, are happy, and I'm looking forward to updates there. Just an appreciation type of thing. And yeah, thank you guys, everyone, for 2021. I hope everyone has a good Christmas, a Happy New Year, and let's all share the love and passion for cichlids in 2022 going forward, and help each other out, and networking and all that good fun stuff as a hobby. At least that's what I would like to see. And don't forget to check out everybody else's channel. There's a lot of good YouTube channels, people who showed up in this live video. Go check them out. See their fish, give them a subscribe, and all right. So thanks again, guys. And I'll check one last for comments. One last try for comments here. Real nice offer on the Slanum. Wish I had set up already. Yeah, the Slanums, you'll want to have the setups ready. These Slanums are very aggressive. Not the type you want to put in with some geophagous or something. I'm going to pass. Nice video, Matt. Thank you. Thanks, Jared. I'll stop by much more often. Thanks, Lisa. I really appreciate it for stopping by, and everyone for stopping by. Your commentary is great. Thanks, Ron. Sam, thank you. Thank you, man, very much. And I appreciate you sharing all your fish on Facebook and everything. And Merry Christmas to you. Pete just caught the tail end, but thanks, man. It's a thought that count. Thank you for showing up. I really appreciate the kind words, and thank you. And Jesse said, thanks, Matt. So with that, guys, thank you very much, and hope you have a Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and I'll see you in 2022. Bye now.